Right, now we're going to go over the proofs for our complementary and vertical angle proofs. So first we know that DAB is a right angle. We also know that angle 2 is equal to angle 3. We want to prove that 1 and 3 are complementary. So we'll start off with our givens. Angle DAB is right, and angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Now, if we know DAB is right, then we know that 1 and 2 have to add up to be 90 degrees. So we have to actually go through and say that. So I'll start off by doing the angle addition postulate. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle DAB. And then I can do a couple different things from here. I want to prove that 1 and 3 are complementary, which means I need to somehow say that 1 and 3 add up to 90 degrees. So I can do that by manipulating this statement a little bit. So perhaps I take 3 and plug it in for 2, because I know that they are equal. Well, I know that DAB is right based on my given. So I'm almost there. I can almost say that 1 and 3 add up to 90. First, I have to say that the measure of angle DAB equals 90. And if I do that, then that would just be because if I have a right angle, then I know that that angle measures 90 degrees. Now that I've said that, I can take 90 and plug it in for angle DAB. So angle 1 plus angle 3 equals 90. Also substitution. And then, since I've now said that angle 1 and angle 3 are 90, I can say that angle 1 and angle 3 are complementary, or comp. You can abbreviate complementary comp. Because if the sum equals 90, then the angles are complementary. Number 2, given, see figure. So I have no specific givens other than what I can see with my eyes. I want to say that 1 plus 3 equals angle ABD. So 1 plus 3 equals ABD. So looking at this, if I want to say something about ABD, I should really think about what ABD is made up of. And ABD is made up of angle 1 and angle 2. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle AB. And that's AP, the angle addition postulate. Let the proof guide you. So I'm thinking about angle 3 now. What's something I can say about angle 3? Well, angle 3 and angle 2 form vertical angles. So I can say that angle 2 is equal to angle 3 because if I have vertical angles, then I know those angles are congruent. So technically I should stick a congruent symbol in there. Again, I am not as concerned about you switching from equals to congruence within the proofs. So then I know that if 1 plus 2 is ABD and 2 equals 3, then I can take 3 and substitute it in for 2. And I can say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 equals the measure of angle AB because of substitution. Now number 3. if I know angle 1 and 3 are comp, and I know angle 2 and 4 are also comp, I want to say that 3 and 4 are equal. This proof might seem very simple because you'll see the vertical angles here, but it's actually a little bit complicated. So let's write down what we know. Angle 1 and angle 3 are comp, and angle 2 and angle 4 are comp. I don't really know why I switched the order. Let's give. So I'm going to go right ahead and say that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 90, and the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 4 also equals 90. Again, I'm not even sure I'm going to use that in my proof. It's not necessarily wrong to say it. So we just have to, I might use it, I might not. It's okay. Let's see, is there anything else I need for my picture? The only other thing I see is these vertical angles, 1 and 2. So I'll go ahead and write that down. Angle 1 equals angle 2. Because if vertical angles, then we know they're congruent. Now my goal is to say that 3 equals 4. So here's 3, here's 4. They need to be equal to the same thing. Well, conveniently, they're both in equations that are equal to 90. So let's substitute. And let's basically say that these two parts equal each other. Because they do. They both equal 90. The measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 4. And that's substitution. Now notice, I've got, I want to say 3 and 4 are the same, but I have these extra parts. Angle 1 and angle 2. Well, conveniently, angle 1 and angle 2, I just said were equal to each other, or congruent. So, because of that subtraction property, I can subtract away the 2 and the 1. And I'm finished. All right, now this one deals with bisecting. Let's see what we got here. GD bisects CBE. And angle 1 is equal to angle 2. That's what I'm trying to prove. All right, let's see what we got. Write down what you know. Again, you have to go through and use your givens. So because GD bisects CBE, I can say angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. Because if I have bisecting, then 2 congruent parts. I also know, looking at my picture, anything else? Well, I've got these vertical angles. There's a vertical angle here, oops, here, and here. 3 and 1 make vertical angles, so that means they are equal. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. That's because if I have vertical angles, then I have 2 congruent parts. And my goal is to say 1 is equal to 2. So if 2 is congruent to 3 and 1 is congruent to 3, that means that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because of substitution. And I am finished. Now on to proof number 5. Angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. Prove that angle 3 is right. So if I know angle 1 and angle 2 are comp, then I know they have to add up to be a right angle. So I can say angle 1 plus angle 2 equal 90 degrees. Because if comp, then right, or then sum equals 90. I also know I want to be able to say that angle 3 is right, so I have to say that this angle here is actually physically a right angle. So before I can do that, I need to do angle addition postulate. Say angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle ABC. Because I need to be able to actually physically substitute and say that angle ABC equals 90. Before I can actually go through and say angle ABC is right. And actually, time out, maybe I don't want to say that yet. I'll wait till the end, because I want to say angle 3 is right. So now I can see that angle ABC and angle 3 make vertical angles if you ignore this middle line. So angle ABC is equal to angle 3, because if vertical angles, then you know congruent or equal. And so now I can say angle 3 equals 90 because of substitution. And then I can say angle 3 is right because if 90 degrees, then you know you have a right angle. Now on to number 6. Hopefully I can squeeze this in. So I know angle DAB is right. I know that DAB is bisected. I want to prove that the measure of angle 1 is 45. So if I know that DAB is bisected, I know that angle 1 equals angle 2. Because if bisected, then 2 equal parts. If I know that DAB is right, I know DAB equals 90. I also know that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle DAB because of app. And this is if right, then 90. So now it's just kind of a lot of substituting. I want to prove angle 1 is 45. Let's go here and say angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle DAB. And then substitute again. Plug the 90 in. Or sorry, angle 1. So I can say angle 1 plus angle 1 equals 90. Then I can kind of combine those together and say 2 times angle 1 equals 90. That step would just be simplifying. And then you can divide both sides by 2. So angle 1 equals 45 degrees. Both of these are a substitution.